At least now we know that Gaza is different than America. That's, some people needed to see it to believe it. Some people needed to be like stopped at the border. I'm just glad that I didn't have to pay any tax dollars towards it. They did this all on their own. Idiots.
All over the world, they attempted to march in Gaza in an effort to highlight the need for humanitarian aid, but they never made it. Egyptian police detained several participants once they tried to assemble. This was just outside of Cairo. Arlington native David Fleeg joined the march and says he watched as several people from his group were detained. He actually spoke with our Jericho Tran about what he saw, and this story is all new for you tonight at 11.
Took their passports, detained them. Some people were able to get through and made it there, and they were beaten by Egyptian police before they were rounded up onto buses, and they are currently at a location that we do not know.
The police is having a crackdown on us.
Arlington, Massachusetts native David Fleig found himself in the midst of danger after a failed attempt to reach the Rafah border from Cairo, Egypt during the global.
Grown adults are supposed to know you don't go to other countries and fuck around, because you will find out. That's, if these people make it back home, they should consider themselves lucky in doing so, because not everybody has been as lucky as they have.
We'll march to Gaza.
The American delegation of which I was a part, it's unclear exactly what happened, but we had somewhat of a collapse of our leadership and communication structure, and were told that we should all return to Cairo.
We've just been violently dragged into the buses here at the first checkpoint.
Thousands from around the world participated in the march to try and encourage the Egyptian government to allow humanitarian aid across the Rafah border into Gaza. Now, those who were detained are taking to social media to call for help.
They started to push people and drag them violently outside. They have beaten people. I have seen one woman that was beaten in her face in front of me.
I think the very...
Who are these people who are surprised that when you go to another country and start making demands that you're not going to be met with like nice people? That's what were they expecting?
idea of us doing anything to highlight what was being done to the Palestinian people was not acceptable to them.
Fleig was able to make it back safely to Cairo, but remains uncertain about his plans moving forward.
Egypt is just arresting people. Anybody with a backpack, they're getting detained. So it's not really clear, like what that means.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it means that they don't want people crossing the border. They don't want people coming there and making demands and like fucking up the situation. You're just throwing yourself into a war zone. It's not good.